I still love all of these names, so it's so hard for me to like talk about them because I'm like, but what if one day we have our 19 children? All right, it is Saturday morning. I'm on the treadmill going nice and slow because I haven't finished my coffee yet this morning. Trying to get it done. Okay, treadmill down, tried to pull it together a little bit because we have something right after this, but right now we are starting another virtual class and it's our birthing class. It's the one I've been looking forward to most because it's the part that I'm most nervous about, you know? You gotta really like learn on the job in this situation, and I've watched tons of videos and stuff like that. I'm trying to learn as much as I can, but I feel like this class is gonna be really helpful. I'm hoping it is, but more importantly, Grant showed up with donuts. You'll love to see it. And a new haircut.
Yeah.
Looking good. All right, now it's time to pay attention to our class.
All right, we're going to try to lift that baby up a little bit and then try to get it back in there. So you're going to see us trying some crazy positions.
All right, we're finally done with the birth class. It definitely went way over. A lot of information, a lot of helpful stuff. Do I feel ready? No, definitely not. I'm starting to feel like that scale might not tip for me. I hear it does for everyone, where you just like get to the point where you're like, I'm done being pregnant. And then the fear and the anxiety around actually giving birth kind of gets outweighed. And I'm starting to feel like, is that gonna happen for me? Because I'm definitely not feeling that yet. I definitely still feel pretty nervous about it. It's my first time, but I'm trying to go in with as much information as possible. I think that's the best thing for me. So that's what I'm doing. Actually, it was horrible. At the end of the class, I started to get a migraine with aura. I've talked about that on Instagram before, on my story. I don't know if I've talked about it on the vlog. It's something that I've had for years on and off, but it's definitely become more frequent in the last month or two of pregnancy. I caught it early enough to where I didn't have the super painful headache, but I laid down for a while, pulled it together, had some lunch, so I'm feeling a lot better now, but I'm feeling tired. But right now, we are waiting for the trainer to come over. So last weekend I told you guys that we went over for an evaluation with some people that do boarding and training, and we talked to them about training, and we decided we were going to do an in-home visit, and today was the best day for us to do it. So he's going to be coming pretty soon. I'm excited about it. I feel like Luna really likes him. We definitely really like him, and we're ready to learn. We've been working on all the stuff that we talked to him about last time, and Luna's getting with it. She is a quick learner, and it's really awesome to see. We're just really working on like basic like boundary stuff, you know. It's not anything like huge. I just want the transition when baby comes to be really smooth, and I want to do as much as I can, and I want to go above and beyond like the really basic stuff, like, oh, bring a baby blanket home, all that, you know. So getting ready to do that. And I need to breathe. Go to your pillow, Luna. Can you go to your pillow? Good girl. All right. Yeah, she's a good girl. All right, here she comes. Big pregnant. Can I give myself a new nickname right now? Big pregnant? Because that's how I'm feeling right now. Used to be little crimp. If you've been watching me a long time, you might remember that video, but yeah, big pregnant is what we're going with right now, and for the foreseeable future, basically. Okay, anyway, right now I want to take a second and thank our sponsor for today's vlog. Big thank you to BetterHelp for sponsoring today's video. I've talked to you guys about BetterHelp in the past. I'm signed up for BetterHelp, and if you don't know anything about BetterHelp, basically it is an online platform for professional counseling. They have over 15,000 counselors in their network that you can get matched up with. Whenever you go on this site, you go through a whole questionnaire, tell a little bit about yourself, talk about who you'd feel comfortable talking to, and they match you with a professional. And it's super easy if you're not clicking with the person to switch. I've been in situations in the past where it was an in-person counseling situation. Didn't really feel like it was clicking, but I kept trying to make it work because it's just hard finding the right person in your area that schedules at the time that you need. And there's so many barriers getting yourself to counseling. And I feel like BetterHelp solves a lot of those issues. And especially looking forward in the very near future, when I have a teeny tiny baby, you know, it would be so much harder for me to get out and make that time when I will especially need it, from everything I've heard, to go and see a counselor. So I'm so glad this is available for everyone, like with everything crazy going on in the world. But, you know, even beyond that, like everybody has their own stuff. Like right now I'm stressed out, you know, my whole life is about to change, and I'm so excited. I'm absolutely elated. I cannot wait for everything. But at the same time, you know I'm going to need support. They also have financial aid for people that need help with that. But beyond that, just the regular pricing is more affordable generally than traditional in-person counseling. So if you want to check out BetterHelp, you can check out my link in the description. It's going to be BetterHelp, BetterHelp.com/LeighAnnSays, and you can get 10% off your first month. I really feel like counseling and therapy can benefit anyone at any stage in life, new mom or not. You know, we all need somebody to talk to, and I hope if you check it out, it's a good fit for you. All right, time has passed. I've taken a nap. I was so tired. Something about, like, I don't know, even when I get one of those migraines and it isn't paired with an extreme headache, I just like need a nap. It like wipes me out for some reason. Just being semi-blind for like 30 or so minutes, it's not good for me. It really doesn't work for me. So that felt good. And right now we're headed out to find some food, and then we're gonna go to Target. I have some returns I need to make, and I might pick up a couple of things. The baby ordering has continued full force. I have so many things that I want to show you, but making some returns, making some moves. I don't know what we're about to have for dinner, but Grant's hungry, so we're gonna make it happen. I'm honestly not hungry. I really go back and forth between being like crazy hungry and super excited to eat, but I get satisfied super fast because Miss Baby is taking up all the room in here and my stomach is squished. Oh yeah, we were supposed to satisfy my #1 craving this weekend.
Yeah, we can go tomorrow.
Cinnabon. Oh, and the other thing that I really want to do tomorrow is talk about names. Are you prepared to do that?
Yeah.
I asked him if he would do that with me, like talk about names we love but won't be using, and he was like, all right, well, it's gonna be about a 2-hour video, so buckle up. Ooh, this looks good. I got a burger. Grant got the hot honey chicken, I think. Here we come. Ooh la la, do we need another wreath in our lives? This is so cute. Okay, here is the long stool. I think I mentioned that in the last vlog. Here's the one I got. Here's the double length. I like this one. We just don't have room for it. Ooh. Okay, there it is in all its glory. Much bigger, very cute. All right, it happened. I got another basket and a bunch of other stuff. All right, back home, and we didn't really get too much stuff. Just a couple organizing kind of things, new basket. I think I'm gonna use this as a hamper for Miss Baby. She's got small clothes. I feel like this will be enough, and I can just tuck this into her closet, or I can even just leave it in the laundry room. And then we got some hanging organizers for the closet to kind of go above those shelves that I built in the closet. We'll see if those work a little later, but this right here is from the, I think, like Pillow Fort section. Yeah, Pillow Fort. It's like all the cute kids home decor stuff. And this is for Luna. So let's see what she thinks about it. I predict she's gonna love it. Oh, do you already know something is for you? All right, let's try it out, Miss Toonie. Checking it out. Try it out, Miss Toonie. Her little tail. Try it out. Is it got smells on it? Try it out, Miss Bean. All right. She can't stop smelling it. Oh yeah, that's the stuff. That's pretty comfy, huh? Yeah. Oh, she's like digging her head down. Is this your new thing? Oh, she loves it. So she's had these big giant furry pillows for a while. I actually also got these from Target, but years ago. She has a pink one upstairs. She's got this darker one down here. Is this your new favorite thing? Look, she loves it.
Oh, you love it, Lou?
Yeah.
Oh, is that your favorite one?
She's tucked all her little legs in. All right, guys, it is Sunday, aka, more importantly, the day that I'm finally gonna get a Cinnabon. And it is pretty much one of the top cravings I've had this entire pregnancy. Just like anytime I think about it, I want it. I want it so bad. Anytime I've like been in the scenario where it was a possibility, I wanted it so bad. And somehow it still hasn't happened. Today we're making it happen. I tell Grant all the time that's what I want, but it's never been a situation where it's like, go get me that right now, like you see in the movies where it's like, I have to have pickle juice ice cream right now. I think today we're finally gonna make it happen. Today is the day. Don't even call it Sunday. It's cinnamon roll day. We're making it happen. Anyway, I wanted to give you the updates that I've gotten this week from my doctors because I saw my high risk OB and my regular OB on Friday. And last week I waited until like the very end of the vlog to give you the update on like how things are progressing, what the baby's looking like, all of that stuff. And I didn't want to wait until the very end of the vlog this time. So honestly, not a lot to report. The baby is measuring at 6.5 pounds. I did talk to the sonographer about how it can be wrong. And she's like, you know, sometimes it's like over a pound off, higher or lower. And she was projecting, which I haven't gotten a projection of like birth weight from anyone so far, but she was saying that if she had to guess, she said 7.5 pounds to 8 pounds was her estimate for birth weight. So we'll see. If you want to put your guesses in the comments or whatever, or actually no, last week in the comments I told somebody that we should start placing bets on when I'm gonna give birth. I don't know how we'd really coordinate that, but if you want to make a guess, feel free to make a guess in the comments. We'll see what happens together, obviously. But currently 6.5 pounds. Miss Baby is growing strong, looking good. Everything that we normally check in these checks is looking good. Her heart looks great. So happy to see it. Her little face was like smushed up onto the wall. I don't even know what to call it. Like the edge of my uterus. Her little nose was just like smushed completely. Didn't look comfy, but I guess she doesn't know any better. She's looking really cute. We got some new pictures. I love that we get pictures basically every week. And actually going forward, we're going to be going to the high risk OB and the regular OB every single week, which I'm happy about. We want to see how things are going. Make sure Miss Baby is looking real good every single week. And my regular OB checked me to see if we've made any progress since last week, and we haven't. I'm still about 50% effaced, but no opening, no change in the cervix other than that. So I don't know. This is where we're at. I'm 36 weeks right now. She said everything that's happening with me right now is completely normal and expected for a first-time mom. Baby is really low. Like when they show me on the ultrasound, she's like my cervix is here, her head's right here. Like they are one. It's been like that for quite a long time, but we're not seeing any changes that are saying like labor is imminent or anything like that. So we're just gonna have to wait and see. I'll be back next Friday and then I'll have new updates for you in the next vlog. I kind of need to breathe. I'm just gonna go back to my chair. I feel like such a like granny now that I have like a designated favorite chair in the house. I don't think I've ever had that before, but this is like the comfiest chair for me in the entire house, and it gives me the support that I really, really need. And oh, Miss Baby's going crazy right now. And this blanket, I actually just showed it on my IG story, but I don't think I've showed it to you guys. So I wanted this blanket for for so long. I've had it saved on Instagram, I think for years at this point. And it's from this brand, Valley Cruise. Well, I'll link it down below if you want to check it out. But I finally used the excuse of like doing the nursery to finally get it because it's the perfect colors for the nursery. It's like the perfect vibe, everything. I'll insert something so you can actually see what it looks like. I love this blanket so much. I definitely bought it for me, and it really makes this chair so much cuter because we didn't get the cushion that I really wanted. Anyway, I'm totally rambling. What I really want to do right now is talk to you about baby names we love but won't be using. I've wanted to do this video since I got pregnant. It's a video like like everyone does, and I enjoy them so much. And since Grant's here, he's always in the vlogs. I felt like it was perfect just to like put it in the vlog. So he's down to do it. I'm gonna see if he's busy, or we're gonna make it happen. Grant, yeah. Are you ready? Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna set up a tripod and everything. This is serious. Okay, we ready? You look mad.
I'm mad.
Oh no, see, I'm not in the frame, but you are. I can't sit like this. All right, I got a tripod going. This means we mean business. Although, as Grant was coming down the stairs, he was like, so are we just winging this? Or like, did you have a list? I was like, yes, I have a list. I've had a list since I was born. It's like, I don't know. I've just been thinking about names that I like maybe my whole life.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you hear a name that you really like, you're just like, oh, I want to like remember that for like when I have babies, you know? So yes, I have a list. Grant, come in without a list.
Okay. I got a mental list.
He's got a mental list. Okay. Let me find, well, I don't even know where my list is because, okay, we should start by saying we have not decided on the name for our baby girl.
Nor will we.
Not now, not ever. No.
Society will not force us to make decisions against our will.
No, I mean,
We are anti-name.
no, we just have not decided. We've been stuck between the same two names, basically. We've narrowed it down a lot, obviously, from, you know, it's really been an effort on my part, clearly coming with all the ideas. But I think that's pretty common from watching other videos like this,
Yeah.
you know, but we're not decided. That has to be said first. So we're definitely going with the names that are like really safe. Like we are definitely not going to use these names, but we do like them. And also, I feel like I have to say no hate to anyone that has used these names. We talked about one name that Grant likes a few weeks ago, and someone in the comments was like, I'm holding my baby girl named the name that we were talking about. Yeah. And it made me feel bad. So
No, these were on the...
we like these names.
These were like short list names that are not going to be used.
Yeah.
Ever.
I don't put just any name on my list, okay? I think that we should just do girl names.
Yeah, well, yeah, of course.
We're having a girl. We're just going to talk about girl names.
Right.
Relevant information only. Okay, so do you want to you said you wanted to go first. Do you want to go first?
So one that I was really interested in at first, right after we found out that Leanne was pregnant, we started had some early name talks, was Clara. Mm-hmm. And I don't remember why that was a particular one that like where I remembered that from or heard it or why that really kind of got to the top of my list.
It was like the only name that Grant threw out there.
Yeah, I thought it was kind of like it's like a cowgirl name, you know. It's very late 19th century, fun, you know.
It's cute.
It's cute.
It is such a cute name.
But also the same. It's not cutesy.
Yeah,
you know.
It's not too cute to be just a little girl's name. It could definitely be like a grown-up name, and I don't think it's common at all. I don't think
it's
I don't
uncommon.
know if we looked at the popularity. That is one thing that's definitely like not a deciding factor, but it's something that I factor in that's important to me is like the popularity of the name. I don't want to give my baby like a top 10 name. So Grant really liked Clara. I was like not 100% on board. Yeah. I was the one that kind of blocked that one. To me, you say cowgirl, I say cow. I like this name, but isn't there a Disney character, Clara?
No, isn't Clara the cow from the little Gouda red cheeses you buy at the grocery store?
I don't know. It's a cow. It's
Clara
there is a cow out there. Yeah. Her name is Clara, but I also have a double standard about cow names.
It's true.
Bessie, I like that name.
Yeah.
That's a name that I like, but I won't be using. I have a soft spot for Bessie because I knew a Bessie. It's like a family friend that kind of like loved me when I was little, like a grandchild or like a niece. I would go stay at her house. She was so sweet, so fun. I just loved her personality, and I don't know, she was just like the sweetest, most fun person. And like, I don't know, like I thought of her as a friend, even though I was like a tiny child and she was like a much older woman.
Yeah.
But her name was Bessie, and she was so much fun. And I kind of think of that as a cow name also. That's a cow name I love. This is an impossible video to do without making people mad.
Yeah, it shouldn't be. I mean, there's nothing wrong with any of these names.
Okay, the first name I want to bring up is a big one. This was one that was one of my top 3 names for a long time. I was heavily considering this name.
I would say it was your top name.
It was definitely one of my top names for a certain reason. You know, there's kind of like different categories, you know, like this is my favorite name for this reason. This is my favorite name for this reason. Quinn. Love this name. Love this name so much. Love it. I still love it. I love it so much it almost makes me sad because I feel like I can't use it because of the association with Harley Quinn. And like that's such a like a distant thing from my mind. Like that kind of thing just it does not come up for me because I'm not really like into all that stuff. But we were considering that name and we were talking about to family about it and stuff, and one of my brother-in-laws started to call her Harley Quinn, like around the house, like, or when they talk about my baby or whatever. And my sister told me that he calls her Harley Quinn, and I was like, oh, that's a good point. You know, it was something that needed to be brought to my attention, basically. Like, this is a strong association that people will have, and I don't love that. You know, I think Quinn is really cute, but I don't like the association with the character. You know, it just kills it for me, which is really sad because Quinn is so cute.
But it's better to
know it up front.
There you go.
Beyond.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like, is that going to stay around forever? No, but who knows? I don't know. Like, that character has been around for like decades and decades.
I mean, you meet people named Michael Jackson, Michael Bolton, like all those kind of relatively common names, but they get. But Quinn's like, I mean, there's probably not going to be another. Well, you never know, but.
I don't know. It's sad. That's a real sad one for me.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
Because I love that name so much. It's so cute. Anyway. Okay, do you have another one?
So one we're not going to use that I like is Jane. And I don't know.
Grant's sad about that.
Yeah, I think it's
because he really, really, really likes Jane. And I really like Jane too, but...
Timeless name. Yeah. Pretty, professional.
To me, it feels too minimal. I really love it for that reason, but at the same time, it's just like, give me a little more. Like, I think of Jane as a really wonderful middle name. We both like it. Yeah. But I like it more as a middle name. Okay, let me get one for my list. Okay, my next one is Ivy. I love this name. I think it's so pretty and it's short, it's sweet, it's to the point. It's got a cuteness factor, but I think it can also be grown up and unique. And I don't know, I just really like it. It's been on my list for a long time, but Grant was like, no. Yeah. Any of the plant names that I came up with, he was kind of just like, what are you doing? You know?
Yeah, I don't know. Plant names just don't appeal to me. I don't know why. Is that bad to say?
No, it's not bad to say. I mean, you like what you like. I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah, I just like names that are like 4 to 5 letters. No, I don't know.
4 to 5 letters? That's so strict.
1 to 2 letters. Plant names aren't for me. Are there any guy plant names?
Killing my dreams.
Are there any guy plant names?
I don't know, probably.
Stump?
Don't like it. Stump.
Stump.
Oh, boy names are for another video, okay?
Acorn.
All right.
This is my boy Husk.
I still love all of these names, so it's so hard for me to like talk about them because I'm like, but what if one day we have our 19 children and I'm gonna use all of these? Okay, here's one I really like that we won't use. Minnie. Not like Minnie Mouse. Okay, I knew a Minnie. Well, her name wasn't actually Minnie. Her name was Wilhelmina in high school. And I just loved her name. I love that her name was Wilhelmina and she went by Minnie. I've known another Minnie later in life. I just love the name Minnie. I think it's so cute. Grant doesn't love it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. But isn't it so cute? I do. It is very important to me to have a name that is good for adulthood. I don't ever want to go too cute where it just sounds like a little girl's name because you're an adult much longer than you're a cute little kid, you know? We won't have a Minnie, sadly. Okay, here's another one that I really, really love, but we're not going to use it. And I don't think it's because you don't like it. Ruby. I feel like that's too popular. I feel like I've seen people on like I don't know, not a bunch of people, but I don't know, this is kind of like a vague feeling that it's too popular because I don't even think I've looked up how popular Ruby is, but it seems kind of too popular.
I don't know what to say about that one. That's not one that I was really in favor of.
You didn't love it? Yeah. Ruby? Why? What's the reason? Tell me. Just come up with a reason.
That was one that you had kind of come into the relationship with. And I don't know. I just think that there's better names available.
You want me to invent new names for this relationship?
I don't want you to invent new names. I'm just saying.
Okay.
That was, it's like a prenuptial baby name list.
It's It's not
You- but
necessarily.
We had talked about baby names before we got married, I think, or at some point.
I don't.
You had talked about, or you. I mean, you bring up
Probably.
names that you like in general.
Of
But
course.
if you have to go and like create a new life for yourself, somewhere to start fresh on the down low.
I really like the name Violet a lot,
yeah.
but we can't use it because we have a family neighbor. Because we have a
Family neighbor. Oh, neighbor. My stepsister's name is Violet.
I love that it starts with a V. I think that makes it very unique. Do you have another one? I'm just like rolling on and on and on. He has an app, a name app.
Lola?
Lola's on my list. What's the reason for Lola?
Well, the song. I think that makes it.
But I don't think that people really think about the song.
I don't know.
I
Lola
do,
just
but-
sounds like, I don't know. It's just not serious enough for me.
But you like it.
No.
We're supposed to be talking about names we like,
okay.
but won't be. I swear I told Grant what the concept of this was supposed to be.
Okay, I got one now. Abigail.
Are you just looking at my list?
Yeah. Do you have? There's 50 names on that list.
What? Like I took all the names? Grant. Okay.
So Abigail is a very pretty name.
I love Abigail.
Love
It's
it.
so pretty.
Abby, I'm okay. And I'm more,
Abby is so precious.
That's a great nickname too. That's like, so that's a good one. We're not using it. I don't know why.
Maybe we should end it there because you're totally out of names and you're just stealing from my list.
Zora.
Okay.
Zolch.
He's just making up names.
I do love the few that we have on our short list so far. The one of them is going to be. I do love those. And I think you love them too.
Yeah.
So we're in a good place. I'm not just saying no.
He said no to every name, basically. All right. Anyway, okay, let's finish it off with the one name that people keep asking me about and keep saying I have to name her Evelyn. That one's not even on the list. So Evelyn is a very specific thing for a specific time, and I did not consider it for Miss Baby. I actually also think that one is surprisingly common. Whenever you look up the baby name charts, you can see how many babies are born per year, and they have them, you know, like a little top 100, top, I don't know, 500 list, and it's actually pretty high up. It's surprisingly high.
Near the top 10. It's definitely top 20, I'm pretty sure.
And I'm just trying to stay out of that zone, you know? Yeah. You don't want to be like the 47th
Evelyn 3.
Lauren in your class or whatever. Yeah. I mean, that was a super popular name like growing up for me. So it's just like, you know what I mean? So I told my story that we were going to put this in this vlog. And I said, do you guys have any name specific questions for us? And I thought maybe we should do one.
Sure.
Because I kind of knew deep down in my heart, Grant wasn't really coming to us with a list. Ooh, this is an interesting question that I've thought about a little bit. Are you planning Miss Baby's name for her only or pair/theme with future Grantaronis? Like, are we just focused on her name standalone, or are we planning like the whole family as like a scheme of names? Like, do all these names go together? Yeah. And my approach has definitely been, this is about Miss Baby. She's an individual, one single person. I'm not thinking about like the names going together. Like my children will be in like a wolf pack for the rest of their lives.
Right.
You know, I've heard other people talk about that. Like, oh, I picked this name because it sounds good with my other children's names. Well, she's the first one, so I haven't really thought about that necessarily. I don't know. I guess like I just don't approach it like that because I don't know, you're not with your siblings for most of your life. It's not like you are like running around and your names need to sound good together, you know?
Right.
I feel like you just have to think of them as like single people. You wouldn't really want to do names that sound too similar to each other, but I feel like you think about that more with the second child. And we just barely got this one, you know?
Yeah, it's more, we're going to burn that bridge when we come to it. There's no themes or commonality.
No.
Everybody gets a different name.
I kind of wanted to do same letter. Grant didn't love that idea. So we're not doing that. That would be the only like theme I would consider.
Yeah.
Anyway, is name meaning important to you or Grant?
Sort of. I mean, you don't want to pick a name with like a
bad meaning,
which we looked up some and they had kind of like, oh, that's not the best meaning in the world.
It's not super important to me.
Yeah, it's not super important. It was just more of a...
Like, it means love. Like, that's nice, you know?
but we're not going to pick like Damien or, you know, something that's like the devil.
Yeah, like associated with something bad specifically. Yeah. So, but generally I'm not like, oh, it has to mean whatever. Will you want her to go by a nickname or her full given name? Totally depends on the name. I think that's important to think about. And I don't really understand when parents name their child something and have no intention of ever calling them that. It's like they don't really like the full given name. They just like this other name. Like, just name them the thing that you want to call them. I don't know. That's how I feel about it. Also, if I'm naming her something and there's like an obvious nickname that could pop up, I want to like that too, basically. Okay, here's another one. Any baby names you hate or baby name trends you hate? Off the top of my head, I can't think of any baby names I just hate like passionately, but as far as like trends, or it seems like it was kind of like a trend, it's just like spelling your baby's name wrong. I don't know if you can really say it like that, because I mean, how can you spell a name wrong? But it's just like coming up with like a creative way to spell a name just to make it cuter. Like, okay, so my name, for instance, Leigh. It's not the way that people typically think to spell my name, and so I always have to spell it out. I always have to explain it, and I just kind of feel for those kids that will forever have to correct people and spell out their name. And like Lee, it's, I mean, that's one way you spell it, but it's just not the way people typically think to spell it when I tell them my name, you know, like at a doctor's office or something like that. So when people get real wild, like throwing Y's and like just like a lot of different letters in there that aren't obvious, I don't love that. I wouldn't say I hate it. I don't love it.
Yeah, the only trend I don't like is I feel like there's people that pick names that are purposefully out there, and it just seems like they're doing that to make themselves seem unique or cool, and it really isn't about giving their child a meaningful name. It's just like, oh, they want to be like... It's like their
ego and their image of being like, I want the kid that has the name that no one else has. It's so like weird and I don't know, unprofessional. Is that weird to say? Like, not that I'm like deciding like my daughter is going to be like a CEO or a future president or something like that, but like if she wants to, I don't want her to have such a silly name that people couldn't take her seriously, you know what I mean? Or that she felt weird about it, you know what I mean?
I don't know. I just think when you're picking a name for your kid, pick something that when the child introduces themselves, they're going to feel proud about that name. And I don't think some of these sort of zany off the wall things, they're not really going to want to, every time they introduce themselves, have the response of, oh, your name's what? Or like, really? Or wow, that's such a crazy name, or
that's
blah, blah.
True.
What's the story behind that? And that happens where you kind of see people with interesting names, and that is sort of the response people will give every time they meet someone.
That's
or the majority
a really
of the time.
Point.
And so you want somebody who says, wow, that's a cool name. Wow, that's a strong name. Wow, that's an interesting name. But not like, wow, what were your parents thinking?
Or like, there's like no comment about the name. And it's just like, I am who I am. And I am, the most interesting thing about me is not my name. And like being... I guess I can kind of relate to that in a little bit in a way, because like I'm a tall person. And so like growing up, or, you know, for the longest time, like one of the first things people would say whenever they meet you or approach you or whatever is like, oh my gosh, you're so tall, or something like that. And it's just something that you hear over and over and over and over again. And like, yeah, it's like an obvious thing to say. It's not a wrong thing to say. It never hurt my feelings, but it was just kind of like, okay,
this is the obvious, this is the obvious thing, you know.
And if your name is like really silly, I don't know, you probably get sick of hearing about it.
Yeah, or if you have a name that's spelled very differently from what the traditional spelling is, people are going to be confused by that. People are not going to be able to pronounce it. They're going to say, how do you spell it? Like, this is what? You know, they get confused. Your name is just a part of you. It's an important part of you, but you don't want it to be the thing that people notice the most about you.
Yeah. So like, we like unique names, and we don't want it to be like an overused name or whatever, but I don't know, there's a line. And obviously this is just us. Name your kid what you want. Peace and love.
Yeah.
But like, you know, I don't know. Some of you will understand what I'm saying. Some of you won't. That's fine. Do you think you'll change your mind last minute? That's what happened to my mom.
That's a great question. Yeah.
We don't know, but I'm so indecisive. That's why we've been between just like the smallest handful of names for so long. And it's because I really genuinely love all of the names. And so it's hard to pick.
Yeah, I worry that we pick something and we go to the hospital and we have the baby and then we look at it and we say, you have this realization that, oh, we picked the wrong name or we change our mind or something, or I don't know.
That kind of makes me want to wait.
Yeah, it makes me want to wait too.
And then we see her and
like
we know.
Kind of like once over, you know.
We have it so narrowed down, so it's not like it would be super confusing. But there's another part of me that's like, okay, we're doing all this planning and preparing and all of this stuff. I feel like it is so important just like have that done. You know, and we also have family that's like, oh, we want to get stuff monogrammed and stuff like that. So like, tell us the name when you know. And like, we're not like keeping it a secret from family or anything like that. But I don't know. It's hard to decide. I'm so indecisive about certain things. Yeah. Some things are very like black and white to me. Stuff like this, it feels like such a huge decision. You know, it's something they carry with them their whole lives. Right. And inevitably they will dislike it at some point. We're trying to make the best decision we can.
I don't know if we're gonna figure it out before we go to the hospital though.
Yeah, me either. Okay, last question for real. Did you find you guys agreed easily on names or not? I feel like watching this whole process, you see, like, obviously, like, I had a lot of names that I liked, and Grant just kind of was like yay or nay, or like I hate this, or I don't care for it, or like middle of the road or whatever. Like I wanted him to be excited basically. When I brought out a name idea, I wanted him to react positively. I mean, if you've been watching the vlogs for a while, you know Grant is not like a big huge reaction person. You know, like I wanted a good reaction and it was few and far between. Not that he hated all the names, he was just kind of like, you know. But I don't think that we like disagreed on names. Like I didn't go one way and say like I want to name the baby Leaf. No. And he wanted to name the baby Jessica. I don't know. Like we didn't go completely different directions on it. No. So that's good. I'm really glad about that. We've definitely been
in the same vein and on the same page from the beginning.
Yeah.
Leanne does like, I think you like have some ones that are a little bit more unique.
More unique and more cutesy. I think that makes sense in our personalities. I definitely like more like feminine names.
Yeah.
With a little more flair on them. But generally, I would say that that's like a lucky spot in our relationship with like, I don't know, a lot of things like home decor or movies or, you know, a lot of different stuff. Like we do have the same style and we can come together and agree on things.
Yeah.
And baby names included. So I'm really glad that it wasn't like
a
battle, you know? Okay, we definitely went on way longer than I planned to. And we actually have things that we actually want to do. Cinnamon roll.
Cinnamon roll, we got till 9 o'clock tonight.
They're open till 9 on a Sunday?
Allegedly, but we have to do a lot of other stuff before.
Okay, we gotta do things. Y'all, I am so hungry right now. I'm so hungry. I feel like my body is shutting down. There's no reason for me to be this hungry. It's only 6:30. Grant just got back in the car from, did you go to Bye Bye Baby and?
I went to both. Yeah, it was an adventure.
Bye Bye Baby and Bed Bath & Beyond. Making some returns. Making my life easy. I appreciate it.
I can't believe that worked.
Why?
I went to Bed Bath & Beyond.
You can't believe that worked.
Here's the saga. I go to Bed Bath & Beyond. They take one look at me and they're like, no, get the baby stuff out of here.
Just because you had the bag.
She saw some of the stuff I was starting to unload it. She's like, whoa, leave.
It was baby stuff.
They sent me away. They said, no, you gotta go take all that stuff to Bye Bye Baby. So I took it over there and they were like working with it and that went fine. But then they were like, well, how did you pay? PayPal. Okay, so now they have to go over, she had to physically walk across to back to Bed Bath & Beyond.
Gosh, really?
To get some transaction number for the PayPal transaction, come back. That didn't work. Luckily, you used the credit card, and all I had to do was swipe that, and then that was like, that's what did it. So it was fine. It was just the PayPal thing kind of made things a little bit more
It always
difficult,
messes things up, but it makes it so easy to shop online.
so much safer.
Thank you for going through that for me.
It wasn't big. They were extremely helpful. They're always extremely helpful and nice there. So I just stood there and they took care of it.
That's good.
No big deal.
I'm glad they did that. But I am so hungry right now. But at the same time, it's like, it's really not like a stomach hunger feeling. I feel like I probably don't even need to eat in that way because I feel like my stomach is just like, I don't know.
It's a total
I can't even
body
think
hunger.
right now.
Yeah, we gotta get you some chips and
I feel like I'm gonna die. It's 6:30 and I feel like I'm gonna die of hunger. And I had snacks at home like right before we left. The point is, the returns were made. I'm hungry, but I'm gonna get some food. And we're gonna get a cinnamon roll. And I decided if the cinnamon roll doesn't work out, crumble cookies. Because I follow them on Instagram and every single week I wanna go. Their whole flavor switching thing, I am the customer that works on. I want it every single week.
That works on everybody because it brings traffic back to their...
Yeah.
It keeps you checking. It keeps it in your mind. You know, you're like, oh, what do they have now?
Because it's always a crazy flavor combination that they've got.
Yeah.
There's something for everyone. I'm such a fan of crumble.
We'll see. People work are always checking it to see.
Really?
There's one over. I think there's one over there, so you can get them delivered.
Now I know. We're about to feast tonight. Oh yeah. I've been waiting for this moment for 9 months.
Oh yeah.
All right, I actually don't know if I've ever ended a vlog laying down, but this is just what has to happen today. I am so wiped out and I'm also so full. I don't know what I was thinking, fajitas and a cinnamon roll. I really don't regret it, but I'm so full right now and so tired and I just need to wash my makeup off and lay down and relax. I'm feeling good. Honestly, I will say I'm feeling better than I thought I would at the end of pregnancy, just based on the things I've heard other people say. People really make it seem like it's the absolute worst part of pregnancy, and I still kind of feel like the first trimester was worse in a lot of ways. So I still feel like I'm feeling good. I'm just so exhausted and I get so full so fast. But I'm also so excited to eat everything. It is such a conflicting feeling. But I need to end the vlog here. I really appreciate you guys being here. I will say one quick thing that I have to say before I end the vlog. Keep an eye out for another new video on Thursday. So Grant and I shot a parenting assumptions video. I took assumptions from you guys on Instagram and we reacted to everything. It was a really fun video to shoot. It took me a long time to edit because there were a lot of bumps in the road, but I think it will finally be out on Thursday. So keep an eye out for that. And then obviously keep an eye out for another new vlog with more baby updates as I get them next week. Subscribe to the channel, hit the bell for notifications so you always see when I upload. Give this video a like. Place your bets in the comments, everything. I really appreciate you guys being here. Thanks. I love you. Bye.